Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts.
In this
right
instance,
now.
It's clear what those guns are used for.
A highly personal crime that the sheriff says was committed by these two gunmen. His office working to figure out just who they are.
The gunmen are accused of killing a 4-year-old girl and seriously injuring 4 of her family members. Their home in northeast Bexar County was peppered with bullet holes. And the sheriff believes that this is the type of weapon that they used. It's called a Draco, which gun experts say is like a smaller version of an AK-47.
As our Daniela Ibarra explains, the sheriff says he's seeing a trend in criminals using the Draco more and more often.
The damage done to this home on Windsor Hollow is catastrophic. Surveillance video shows 2 men walking up to the home on Wednesday evening, spraying it with bullets. Gaping holes are still in the walls and in the hearts of the loved ones of the 4-year-old girl killed inside.
We just want to get these guys in custody, again, before they kill someone else's little girl.
Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says he hopes someone comes forward to help them figure out who the gunmen are.
We believe that what they were firing, this is a stock image of a Draco.
Gun experts say the Draco is a semi-automatic pistol.
And that thing fires a devastating round, 7.62 round that tumbles almost as soon as it leaves the barrel of the rifle or the pistol or weapon.
To buy it legally, you have to be 21 and pass a background check like any other firearm. Experts say it's popular because it's like a mini AK-47. It uses the same rounds and has a shorter barrel length.
In the hands of a law-abiding collector, okay, I can see where that's not going to be a criminal instrument. But you put that in the hands of a bloodthirsty criminal that just wants to kill people, and it's absolutely going to do that for them every time.
Is that a type of gun that you guys are seeing used more in crimes?
We are, unfortunately. We're seeing Dracos more and more. These guys, I believe, carefully selected those weapons because they knew they were going to inflict maximum injury, maximum death on the people that were on the receiving end of those bullets.
We also reached out to San Antonio police. They say in their cases so far this year, handguns are the most used weapon. Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
Sheriff Salazar also giving another update on this case. He tells us they've recovered the car the 2 suspects are seen getting out of and then driving away in. BCSO investigators say an off-duty deputy found that vehicle in the Alamo Ranch area. We're told it was stolen from Converse a few days before the shooting on Windsor Hollow. Right now, no arrests have been made in this case. If you know anything about the crime, call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office at 210-335-6000. Much more on this story coming up tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
A jury has now been chosen in the case of a 5-year-old San Antonio boy who was found dead in Colorado. Daniel Garcia is accused of causing the death of Dominic Aguilar Acevedo back in July of 2021. Garcia and the child's mother, Nicole Aguilar, are accused of leaving his remains in Colorado and then fleeing the country to Costa Rica. Earlier this week, Aguilar pleaded guilty in exchange for her testimony against Garcia. He faces 5 to 99 years or life in prison if found guilty, but the jury could also consider probation. Testimony will begin on May 21st.
2 former associates of Congressman Henry Cuellar have agreed to a plea deal related to his bribery case. Cuellar's former campaign manager and another political operative are cooperating with the Justice Department's prosecution of Cuellar. According to court documents, Colin Strother and political consultant Florencio Lencho Rendon have agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. Cuellar and his wife Imelda were indicted last week for allegedly accepting nearly $600,000 in bribes from a Mexican bank and an oil and gas company owned by the government of Azerbaijan.
After using what they call the nuclear option, San Antonio City Council members will get the meetings they wanted on a fire union contract and their concerns about the city attorney. But some of that won't be public. 5 of the 11 city council members first asked on Wednesday for a closed-door executive session meeting about the stalled fire contract negotiations. But after city attorney Andy Segovia denied that request, that same group filed a memo the next day asking for a meeting to discuss whether Segovia is fit for the job. Segovia has said that he thinks someone is leaking information about what happens during those confidential executive sessions on the fire contract. Both requests were added to agendas for meetings next week, though the council will be briefed publicly on the fire contract Thursday morning. They will air their grievances about Segovia's performance behind closed doors on Wednesday afternoon.
If finding one little cupcake would make a local family extremely happy, Cupcake is the name of their missing capuchin monkey, seen here in home video. The pet disappeared from the family's Kendall County home in the Cordillera Ranch community about 2 weeks ago. They've been combing through their massive neighborhood, passing out flyers on their own. So far, though, that monkey is still missing. The family's heartbroken.
My children are in a lot of pain, and it's really, really hard to see. I search every day, and they come home from school hoping that I had found her.
Cupcake's owner spoke to us by phone, not wanting to reveal her identity. She says her family heading up a major community hunt for Cupcake. They want to find her. The search is set for tomorrow afternoon.
To San Marcos now, and tonight members of a church there are cleaning up after some intense storms last night. The high winds and hail left a hole in the roof of that church. Someone who was inside the church when that storm hit took this video showing water rushing down the steps there. On top of that, their sprinkler system broke, causing the sanctuary to flood with 2 inches of water. Despite the damage, the pastor says he is thankful that members of his congregation are coming together to help with the cleanup.
It's a building, but the church is actually the people. And so the church came together last night, not in the usual worship service, but in a slightly different format. But it was a good time with the people together, and so we're thankful.
Wishing him well in that cleanup. I know we saw some storms here last night. Some people got some good sizable hail.
But nothing like San Marcos and Wimberley. I mean,
No.
that's not that far away, and they got massive storms.
Yeah, those storms were very, very powerful and intense as they approached the I-35 corridor. By the way, coming up in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you some KSAT Connect photos from that thunderstorm that some folks did send in of that large hail and some wind damage. That was all ahead of a cool front, though, that pushed through last night. This time yesterday, we were in the 90s. Right now, not too bad. Somewhat seasonable for this time of year. 84 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Dew points are down by about 10 to even 15 degrees compared to where we were 24 hours ago. Right now in the 50s, so it is a little bit more comfortable to step outside if you are fixing to head out for any Friday evening plans. Overall into your Saturday, also not too bad when it comes to the humidity, but we are going to start to see more moisture stream back in for your Mother's Day. Not a washout, but we will need to monitor for some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms come Sunday. We're going to time out those details, get you the latest version of your Futurecast in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Mia. Let's check out traffic right now. We showed you this at 5 o'clock. 1604 and I-10 has become just an area you want to stay away from when it comes to the weekends. And there's no official closures right now, but you can see still a backup. This is 1604 at Military as you head towards I-10 westbound. Very slow going right now. And at the angle we had at 5, you could see it was backed up on the access road as well.
No closures right now, but some traffic closures you'll want to be aware of for the weekend, especially if you're planning on traveling downtown or to the northwest side. RJ Marquez now with how to plan your commute on Mother's Day weekend.
Well, it's Mother's Day weekend, and we have got a lot of things going on in terms of traffic across the city of San Antonio. First of all, let's tell you about an action-packed weekend in the downtown area. Let's zoom in and show you exactly what's going to be going on here. The Luke Combs concert, that's going to be taking place on Friday and Saturday. We're also going to have the Nostalgia Con taking place at the Convention Center. And don't forget about our big event, the Texas Eats Food Festival, going on at Smoke Barbecue. So here's a look at some of the city-owned lots in this area: Convention Center Garage, Alamo Lots, and the Martinez Garage. Those are all city-owned parking facilities. And we also have the Asian Festival going on at La Villita, so keep that in mind if you're headed out to downtown this weekend. How about traffic on the far northwest side? Of course, there's been an ongoing situation here with all the closures that we've seen, but there is some good news for all of our drivers on the far northwest side. Biggest thing that we're going to see right now is that we are going to have I-10 westbound. That will be open, and then we're also going to have 1604 west. That's going to be open as well. So basically I-10 east, 1604 east, that's going to be closed all around this area. Van Lance Jackson, the Rim area, La Cantera Parkway, all the way to UTSA Boulevard. But big news, especially when it comes to your planning for Mother's Day, is that all of these closures, that's going to be cleared out by Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So go ahead and make those restaurant plans, go ahead and make those brunch plans, because we should have restaurants available and open for business for Mother's Day, and you're not going to be dealing with a lot of this construction, especially on Mother's Day this Sunday. Make sure you guys stay safe, and if you want more information on these closures of all the things taking place downtown, head over to KSAT.com. Have a good one.
Tickets still available for our first ever Texas Eats Food Festival. The festival tomorrow is smoked barbecue. 20 local chefs will be there with food for you to sample. You have to be at least 21 to go. Tickets will be sold at the gate. The event benefits the San Antonio Food Bank. Scan the QR code on your screen for tickets or go to texaseatstv.com for more information.
Here's something else for you to do this weekend. Support our veterans. For the first time ever, the Wilson County Veterans Services Office and the group Coffee, Cars, and Veterans, they're hosting a barbecue throwdown. Tomorrow, veterans from the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force will compete to see which has the best skills on the grill. Anyone can go. All the money from this event will go toward helping veterans and their families.
Family members serve with the veteran throughout their career. And when they come out, many veterans are longing for that same camaraderie, that same family experience. So that is what this event is about. We want to plug veterans in and transitioning service members, get them connected with services and for them and their family members.
Coffee, Cars, and Veterans, we will have our cars here. I have a 1930 Model A, which we will be bringing. And some of the other members have classic cars, and they will be here as well.
Yeah, there's also a car show, food trucks, and events for kids as well. Again, this barbecue throwdown, that's happening tomorrow from 10 to 2 at 435 State Highway 97 East in Floresville.
You had me at barbecue.
Right?
You still had on the news at 6. Severe weather's been constant in so many parts of the U.S. this week. A look at the damage stretching from parts of Alabama all the way to Florida.
Plus, more children are going to the ER due to unsupervised melatonin interactions. The new stricter guidelines the CDC is now recommending after the break.
But first, let's take a live look outside with live cam rain chances in the forecast for the weekend. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery is going to time it all out for you coming up.
After a deadly crash on Highway 90 and 211, people who live in the area are taking matters into their own hands and asking for change. Tonight on the Night Beat, we bring you their concerns and what the county is saying about it.
A heads up for parents now. The CDC is saying that unsupervised use of melatonin is leading to a rise in kids going to the emergency room. Melatonin's a hormone. It's part of how our bodies regulate sleep. A March CDC report found that between 2019 and 2022, ingesting melatonin while unsupervised led to some 11,000 children being seen in ERs.
The thing we're most worried about, it has a central nervous system effect. It makes the children so sleepy that they are hard to wake up.
And often melatonin comes in gummy form. It looks like candy. New voluntary guidelines to help prevent ER visits from melatonin include new labels to warn about the dangers of drowsiness and the choking hazards for small children if not chewed properly.
This spring weather season's been brutal for so many states. Just this past week alone, more than 100 tornadoes reported nationwide. In Florida, one woman is dead after a tree fell on her home, and more than 200,000 people without power. In Alabama, heavy rain flooding the roads and 75-mile-per-hour winds created issues in Birmingham. Lastly, Tennessee, an E3 tornado hit the town of Spring Hill, forcing people to find shelter quickly.
The rumble just kind of kept going. That's when I turned around and told my wife we gotta go downstairs.
All right, Mia, some parts of Texas saw strong storms last night. We talked about that. The forecast What's it looking like for Mother's Day weekend?
Well, severe threat not nearly as high as what folks have been seeing, even here across portions of Texas and other portions of the lower 48 over the past several days. But by Mother's Day on Sunday, we will need to monitor for a few showers and maybe a couple of isolated thunderstorms. As promised, though, I do want to show you some KSAT Connect photos from the storms that moved through the I-35 corridor last night. Take a look at this hail from San Marcos. That's where some of the worst damage was reported, and some of the largest hailstones just filling up that person's hand there. How about this? Also from San Marcos, 2¼ inches right there measured with some of those hailstones. This is what it looked like here in San Antonio. Thankfully, we missed out on the severe weather. We would have definitely taken some rain, though. From the Huebner and Bitters intersection, you can see those high cloud tops off in the distance. And unfortunately, from the outflow, which are the rain-cooled winds coming out of those strong thunderstorms, there actually was a little bit of wind damage reported, or even a lot if you want to take a look at this uprooted tree from this photo sent in from the Gonzales area east of town. So thoughts and prayers for everybody that continue to pick up the pieces from some of that damage that was reported with last night's storm. Now we look ahead to the upcoming Mother's Day weekend. Into your Saturday, mostly cloudy, low 80s expected, a few sprinkles to a stray shower possible. Into Mother's Day, though, that's when we bump up those rain chances to about a 40% potential for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially throughout the first half of the day. But here's the key. It is not going to be a washout, so keep your plans with Mom on Sunday. Into next week, the humidity is going to pump back in. Isolated storm chances continue, and those temperatures are once again going to warm back up. So here's the big picture. Again, those storms last night ahead of this cool front that has pushed through the vast majority of the Lone Star State. Now well off to our south, there's some scattered rain and a couple of thunderstorms approaching the I-35 corridor well north of San Antonio near the Waco and Temple area. Take a look at the big picture, though. Across the country, we've got a high pressure system centered off to our south, but there's a low pressure system off to our west. This is what's going to be approaching the Lone Star State over the next 24 hours. Notice by 10 a.m. tomorrow, as it moves closer to the Texas Panhandle, it's going to start to allow for some upper level energy to move in. Already some rain and storms possible well northwest of San Antonio. Just a few sprinkles to an isolated shower possible tomorrow. But then here come those slightly more increasing rain chances by Saturday night and into Sunday morning. Yes, some scattered showers and a couple of storms will be possible, and then it does look to trend a bit drier into Sunday afternoon. So keep checking back with us over the weekend. A good idea to at least take the umbrella with you on Sunday for Mother's Day plans, but not everybody is going to need to use it. Then notice as we head into early next week, already on Monday, temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, more humidity in store, so low temperatures not as refreshing and cool out there, and also isolated storm chances will continue. Until then, this is the scene out there right now. Temperatures in the 80s across the board, now 84 here in town, 86 in New Braunfels, 81 over in Bernie. By the way, it is a little breezy. We've seen some wind gusts out of the northeast, upwards of about 25 miles per hour at times. That will also be the case if you're stepping out for any Friday evening plans. Temperatures falling into and through the 70s, especially after the sun goes down with partly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies, though, expected into your Saturday. Take a look at low temperatures by wake up time tomorrow. Again, not as bad as what we saw earlier this week. For context, we were waking up to low temperatures in the mid 70s because of all of that humidity. So with this slight break in the moisture, it will be a bit better to wake up to tomorrow. Again, upper 60s, low 70s to kickstart the day. A few sprinkles, slightly better chances into the afternoon. High temperature right around 83, 82 on Sunday. Enjoy that because notice some 90s are already in the forecast by Tuesday. And with the humidity, that will likely make it feel a little bit hotter, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mia.
All right, with the lack of activity, I guess you'd say, in the free agency market, maybe the Cowboys counting on some rookies and backups to step up.
I think so, and there's still a chance, though, they can make some moves, but right now they're just relying on that rookie class, and it's a rookie class that the Cowboys really like, and today they started rookie minicamp up at the Star in Frisco, and Tyler Guyton, the Cowboys' first-round draft pick, is like a kid in a candy store today. And Antonian softball, they are chasing another state championship coming up. Rookie minicamp Camps are underway in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys Rooks hit the field for the first time in Frisco as they work to earn that star. The boys have signed 7 of their 8 2024 draft picks, including their first choice offensive tackle Tyler Guyton. Second-round pick Marshawn Nealon is a lone rookie without a deal, and Guyton is thrilled to start camp.
It sunk in. It sunk in today. I felt good out there. I mean, when I put my helmet on, it'll be a little bit different, but definitely putting on my jersey felt good.
Held 2 walkthroughs today, and we'll wrap up rookie minicamp tomorrow. San Antonio FC was at practice bright and early this morning at Toyota Field after getting in from their U.S. Open Cup loss in Indiana late last night. Alan Marcino's crew is looking to cap off their stretch of playing 3 matches in 1 week with a win tomorrow night against Las Vegas Lights FC, and the team is excited to have Mitchell Tainer back in the lineup.
He's a great captain. Vocally, he's one of the best I've ever played with. He's just a leader on the field, and the more leaders we have on the field, the better chance we have winning. So it's a guy you can count on, so it's great to have him back.
It just adds more to our arsenal as a team, both in defense and attack. I think he fills in those gaps pretty well, and especially in the lead in front as well. Guys could just feed back off of that energy as well.
Speaking about Tainter, he and his brother, who's in the Coast Guard, will share a moment before the game on Military Appreciation Night tomorrow evening. The team will be wearing these military match day kits, which proudly say Military City, USA on the back collars. Staying with the club, you might have heard that one of SAFC's top academy players, Landry Walker, was called up to the U.S. Under-15 national team to play in a tournament out in Croatia next week. And Alan Marcina couldn't be happier for the young prodigy.
Yeah, it's a fantastic achievement to earn that opportunity to represent, his country. I mean, that's a massive achievement. We're incredibly proud of him as a club, and now the hard work begins. It's about staying there and then keep progressing as a young player.
Landry and his under-15 team left for Croatia today, and we'll keep you updated on how they do as the tournament progresses. The Antonian softball team has once again dominated the competition this season. The Apaches have a record of 31-6, and they're heading to the TAP State Tournament for the 4th year in a row, and they're going to play Trinity Christian Academy from Addison in the state semis at 4:30 p.m. on Monday at UT Arlington. The Apaches are looking to win their 2nd state title in the past 3 seasons.
I mean, we're just so excited to get an opportunity to be able to go back to state, and we've just put in a lot of hard work throughout the whole season, January to now. It's been a long season, but it's been a really successful one for us. I really do think that winning our sophomore year, going into our junior year, we really thought it was going to be an easy breeze, but I think it just taught us to still work hard and never take anything for granted, and to practice just as hard as we can every practice.
The Apaches will leave for their TAP 6A Division I semifinal game Sunday at noon, and again they play Monday at 4:30 p.m.
Good luck to them.
Yep. Best of luck.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, coming up, we are talking property taxes, especially what you need to do if you want to protest that appraisal. That deadline's approaching. Up next.
All right, I'm not sure how you feel about protests, but this is one you want to get in on. We're talking about property tax protests. The deadline is May 15th to get your property tax protest in the state of Texas. Why do you want to do that? Well, Gary Rivas, the president of SWBC's Ad Valorem Tax Advisors, joins us right now. He's been on. It's like a yearly thing for us, Gary. I appreciate you being here.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Why do people want to protest their property taxes?
Who likes paying high property taxes? So that's the biggest reason, is to make sure that the appraisal records are correct. And if not, get those corrected, make sure people have the exemptions that they're qualified for. All these in efforts to reduce the amount of property taxes that they pay.
Yeah.
So, dealing with a local government entity, a lot of red tape, it sounds difficult. How hard is this process?
It really isn't all that hard. It can be a little more intimidating since COVID, because everything has kind of shifted to an online method of doing things. Especially protesting online or submitting your evidence through the online portal. But that said, you can still drive down to the appraisal district, file your protest either manually in person, and also accomplish the same things there in person. But they have typically shifted to a remote way of doing things these days. Yeah. But the process itself, if nobody knows a property better than the property owner. So if they can go down there and if they've done their research, they've done their homework, they have a really great chance of having good success.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. What are things in a home? Nobody obviously thinks that their appraisal is correct. It's always way over. What are things in the home that you can show to the property tax appraiser that will bring the value down?
Great question. The appraisal district appraises thousands of properties utilizing a mass appraisal methodology, meaning they don't have the time nor the resources to visit each and every house. Can't do that. So it's up to the property owner to let the appraisal district know what individual characteristics apply to their property, such as, do they have a leaky roof? Do they have a shifting foundation? When was the last time the property has been updated? You know, things like that that the appraisal district would not normally know, but absolutely would impact the potential market value that a property owner could seek should they put the house on a market.
Do you want to look for things, let's like put yourself in a home buyer market? If you go through your home and see things that you would notice if you were going to buy your home again and point those out?
Right. Typically the cosmetic things won't add up to a whole lot, the painting, carpet, things like that. So you're really looking at what type of deferred maintenance it exists, where a prospective buyer would walk around the perimeter of a property and look for any wood rot, any signs of deferred maintenance that needs to be addressed. But then you have to figure out how to quantify what that potential reduction in value would be. And so getting estimates for repairs is a great way of doing that.
So what kind of documentation or photos do you need to prove those things?
Well, you just touched on it great. Photos is a big one. Taking photographic evidence of any repairs that are necessary. Getting invoices for repairs that have occurred after January 1, because that's the snapshot date of the appraisal district. So even if you repaired it in February, the condition may have existed on January 1 of that appraisal. So you could use repairs after January 1, and also estimates for repairs for conditions that have not been taken care of yet.
You said that they look over, obviously, thousands of homes in Bexar County. A lot of times you'll come in with a number, they'll have a number, you'll try to meet somewhere in between. Is that the usual outcome of when you go to some of these protests? Yeah,
well, typically a taxpayer will go in with the best comparable properties possible, utilizing market sales. And there's always a range. There's always a high end of the market, and there's always, middle and a low end. So typically you're trying to find out what's most appropriate for that property. So if you have a property that's in poor condition, you obviously don't want to compare that to the high end of the market. Right. So that's where the negotiation comes into play, where you bring your evidence. Hopefully the appraisal district staff will consider that and give a favorable ruling. Or if not, then you take it to the next level, to the appraisal review board, and that's a panel of 3 supposedly unbiased board members that evaluate the information and make a decision.
Yeah.
So you said there's a high chance of success, which is great news, but you file the protest. Then what does it take to actually get a decision on that?
Well, you can do that again online or through telephone conversations with the appraisal district. A lot of it may be handled via emails. So you're trading information back and forth. You're communicating back and forth, at the district level with the staff appraiser. And then you just try to work it out. And if you can't reach an agreement with them, that's where it progresses to the next level with the appraisal review board. Mm-hmm. And then there's also different options that a taxpayer has available to them. They can appear by written affidavit and just say, here's my sworn evidence, and submit it that way. You can appear in person. You can appear by telephone as well.
Gary, before we let you go, I want to talk about the impact that the legislature's had. It's been a moving target forever for them to try to get real substantial property tax relief for Texas homeowners. What is the average savings in the tax bills that you've seen this time around, or that you've studied? I mean, obviously you study these trends.
Sure. The average tax savings for the homestead exemption that was recently increased in this last session from $40,000 up to $100,000 valuation That translated to about a little over $1,200 a year in tax savings. That's just the school district.
Yeah.
The other taxing jurisdictions also contribute exemption amounts, and you can probably tack on another $500-600 in tax savings on top of that. So in total, a homestead exemption will probably save you anywhere between $1,800 to $1,900 per year.
That's big time.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely, absolutely. Couple that with the tax rate decreases that we've been experiencing for the last 5 years. For the past 5 years, there has been an 18% decrease in the overall tax rates. Year over year for the school district, it dropped by 7%. So these are all noticeable differences that taxpayers should be seeing on their tax bills.
And there's even talk out there about doing away with property taxes altogether?
There is. I think it's a long shot, but nevertheless, they're exploring it. The lieutenant governor has charged legislators for the next legislative session to evaluate the impact of this latest round of property tax relief that was passed in the last session, and to try to quantify what it would take to, at first, just eliminate a portion of the school district property tax, not the entire property tax. So if they do try to eliminate the property tax in total, it's going to take a while to get there, and they're going to have to take baby steps along the way.
Yeah, the school portion is the big question mark.
Right, and the money's got to come from somewhere. Where is that going to come from?
Yeah, Gary Rivas, SWBC, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, helpful tips.
Yep.
Right.
May 15th.
Save some bucks out there. Yeah, May 15th is the deadline. We'll be right back. It's happening every day. Thieves breaking into cars and taking whatever they can find, even the car.
And as thieves get smarter, so should you. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz on how to lessen the chance that your car is the next target.
It takes only seconds for car thieves to do their thing, and the crime is on the rise, up 53% last year in San Antonio. Top targets locally, Kias and Hyundais and Ford F-Series pickups.
The key to keeping your car where you parked it, experts say make it seem like stealing it is just more trouble than it's worth.
Don't leave valuables in sight and park in a well-lit spot. Remember the big clunky steering wheel lock? Police say they work because they make your car look harder to steal. The blinking red light of a built-in anti-theft device is another deterrent, and it can save you on your car insurance. Consider adding a security camera to your home to watch your car. This one from Wise did well on Consumer Reports test. It's $50. Or this camera from Nest with an automatic floodlight.
Simply having a light that turns on automatically if anyone approaches your garage can really be effective in scaring away potential thieves.
A well-positioned doorbell camera can help too, as Brandon Murphy found out.
The neighbor said his car got stolen. So the first thing I thought, well, we saved 5 days worth of camera feeds off of the smart doorbell. Sure enough, it was on there.
Police did retrieve the car and reminded the car owner of the most obvious way to prevent theft.
If you leave your key or your key fob in the vehicle and it's unlocked, it's an open invitation.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
If you leave your car unlocked with the keys in it,
don't do that.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's on the list of things to not do.
Yes.
Maybe a list of things to do. Enjoy the slightly drier air that we have in place today, because especially this time of year, we know that it doesn't last long. As we look ahead to the upcoming weekend, not as hot too over the next couple of days, so that is some good news. We will be monitoring for a few showers to a couple of isolated thunderstorms on Mother's Day, and then warming up with isolated storm chances into next week. So more on that. Plus, have you seen the social media buzz of a geomagnetic storm this weekend? We're going to talk about what that is after this.
Okay, I know some moms out there, mine included, who like the idea of rain chances.
Yeah, they don't mind a rainy Mother's Day.
Not at all.
And it's not going to be a washout, which is like the best of both worlds, because keep your plans on Sunday, but just know that we may need to move inside really quickly for a few showers to pass through, drop hopefully some much needed rain. It's not going to be for everybody, but it is something that we will be keeping tabs on into Sunday. Before we can get there, let's talk about this, because this has been a big thing on social media over the past 24 hours. Maybe you've heard of a geomagnetic storm. What is it? Well, a sunspot, a pretty large sunspot, has recently released magnetic fields towards Earth. And the National Weather Service's Space Weather Prediction Center has issued a severe geomagnetic storm watch and even a warning for the globe. What does this mean? Well, it's a type of watch that they haven't actually released since 2005. So this is a stronger storm. And yes, it can have a small impact on things like radio communications, navigational systems, and things like that. But all the federal officials have been working with everyone to make sure those are still good to go. But the cooler thing about it is there is the potential for the aurora borealis to be seen farther south this weekend, starting tonight, potentially as far south as places like Alabama, stretching over to California. I'm sorry, we are too far south here in San Antonio, so we will not be seeing that. I just wanted to pass that information along to you because, again, that has been a big talking point over the past day or so online. For us, though, weather department looking ahead to the upcoming weekend. Yes, it is still going to be a little breezy this evening. Wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour still being noted following the passage of a cool front that moved in last night. That drier air is in place. Again, dew points about 10 to 15 degrees lower than where we were this time yesterday. So that's going to help make for a slightly more comfortable morning tomorrow and into Mother's Day on Sunday. Upper 60s expected in the mornings, highs in the low 80s. So also not nearly as hot as what we've seen over the past couple of afternoons. Sure, a few sprinkles to an isolated shower or two possible tomorrow, but the slightly better chance for some scattered rain moves in on Sunday for your Mother's Day. That's where we have a 40% potential. So this is why, again, big picture across the lower 48, high pressure system centered off to our south over Mexico, but it's this low pressure system that's approaching the Four Corners region. This is what's going to be moving eastward over the next couple of days, moving into the Central Plains by Sunday. And notice our winds here in the upper levels of the atmosphere at home are out of the southwest. So we start to see some pockets of upper level energy move in, and that's what could help spark some of that scattered rain into the back half of the weekend. Here's what that looks like on your futurecast. Again, throughout Saturday, mostly cloudy skies expected, most of us staying quiet, minus an isolated shower. But then Saturday night, we start to increase those rain chances, a 30% potential by 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, and then a 40% shot overnight and into Sunday. Right now, Sunday morning, currently odds are favored for finding some scattered rain, maybe an isolated storm. We'll keep eyes on that potential into the afternoon, but right now it's looking like we'll trend drier into the second half of the day. So not a washout. Keep the umbrella handy just in case, and check back in with us as we continue to fine-tune those details. Into next week, just isolated storm chances currently in the forecast right now on Monday. By the way, on Monday, if we do see a storm develop, it could be strong. After that, more humidity in place, temperatures cranking back up, upper 80s, low 90s by Tuesday. So enjoy the slightly cooler air over the weekend because it will be a bit better than what we're going to see next week, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mia.
The story of Albert the blind alligator when we come back. To the buzz, and Albert the blind 34-year-old alligator at a new home for the first time in his life. Authorities seized the 12-foot, 750-pound reptile from a home in suburban Buffalo, New York in March.
Now, 128,000 people signed a petition to let Albert's owner keep him. But officials have now placed Albert in a Texas wildlife refuge. The owner there says it's a better environment for Albert. He'd become a fixture in his previous community over the past 3 decades.
I think just the weather. The weather in Buffalo cannot be good for a gator.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the town of Macomb, Illinois now. A celebration held to honor a woman from the town who invented the game of Monopoly. What better way to honor her than by unveiling the world's largest game of Monopoly?
Okay, like traditional Monopoly, you roll the dice and move around the board, or in this case, downtown Macomb. You can win prizes along the way, like coupons for local businesses, or you can take a selfie in jail like that guy did.
Yeah, and I like that they're dressed up like some of the tokens.
Yeah.
You see that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, the Las Vegas Spaceport. That's a planned hub for commercial and private space tourism. It's one step closer to becoming reality. The project cleared a regulator hurdle this week. The Clark County Commission approved construction permits for the Las Vegas Executive Airport, which is the first phase of eventually building the spaceport.
All right, construction plans include a runway, a taxiway, a private jet terminal, hangars. Future plans for the 240-acre site include a launch pad, a runway for space planes, a control tower, a flight school, and a 200-room casino resort. The price tag for all that, an estimated $310 million. So another place in Las Vegas where you can lose your money.
Space plane and casino?
Yeah.
Sounds very Vegas.
I'm in.
That is all our time on this Friday. Thanks for watching the news at 6.
We'll see you back here on the Night Beat at 10.